If you plan on outsourcing your content creation, then this video is for you. If you don't plan on outsourcing it and you want to write the content yourself, then that is also not an issue. The first affiliate site that I ever created, I wrote all the content on there myself. I wanted to keep costs as low as possible, and I understood the niche inside out. I actually had a lot of experience with it in the real world, so I was really confident to write it myself. However, if you find yourself in niches that you don't really know and you don't really have the time or the interest to research them, then outsourcing the content can be a good solution. So to outsource the content, you're going to need a content brief, and to make things easier for you, and what I'll do is I'll upload my own content brief as a downloadable resource. That way you can just download it and send it across to the writer, and you're pretty much good to go. So this is the brief I have. Let me just walk you through it so you know how it all works. So I've got two main sections to the brief. I've got notes at the top and I've got the content structure below. So for the notes, I'm pretty much just giving the writer high level things. So instead of just saying I'm targeting the keyword best table source, well, remember all that hard work we've done in the keyword research process? Well, we can literally just link to our keyword research sheet. So I would tell the writer that you'll be working on the best table source tab. And there you have it, all our keywords related to table source. So when they go to write that content, there is no doubt whatsoever what keywords they need to be targeting. You may just want to send them a message on whatever platform you hire them on as well, and just say, obviously ignore the ones that have the years in it, such as 2021, 2020. These are obviously all old keywords from previous years, but it's just to give them an idea that they definitely should be including the year when they write that content. So whether that's 2022 or 2023, they should be including that in the content they write. So giving them a link to the keywords they are targeting, it just makes things so much more easier. You don't have to go back and forth or even compile a long list of keywords. That definitely will make this really messy. The second thing I always provide them with is a target word count. I've already showed you how to come up with a word count in the previous videos, but you just want to be upfront and let them know that as well. The third thing is you want to let them know the number of products they're going to be reviewing. Now, this is going to vary depending on your keyword research. I put 7 products for them to review, and the reason being is if you go over to Google and carry out a search for the best table source, which is obviously my primary keyword, you can see a lot of the websites here are reviewing 7. So I've just followed suit. However, there's no reason why you can't go above 7 and maybe go for 9 or even 10. As sometimes you're going to find when you do your keyword research, you're going to see lots of keywords such as best table source, top 10 table source, which of course, if you do, you want to make sure you review 10 table source. However, I didn't have any 10 in my keyword research. I just had top rated. So that can relate to any quantity of table source. Pretty much give them an overview of the number of products they are going to review. Then you also want to move on to the tone and style. This is really important, as if you don't give them any guidance, they will literally just write the content how they think is best. I always go with a tone of style of use a friendly but well-researched intensive tone. It's actually quite crazy. I've just realized the word E is missing off intensive, and no writer has ever highlighted that to me. That is actually quite crazy, bearing in mind how long I've been using this. But hey, it still never let me down. But the reason I go for a friendly and well-researched intensive tone is because a friendly tone isn't really suited to any of the niches that I typically target. And of course, using statistics and just sounding like you actually researched the niche and you know it inside out is going to help you sound educated and also help build trust with the user. The final thing I typically link to is a content example. So this would be another piece of content I have on one of my other affiliate websites, and it really just gives them a guide of the tone I'm trying to go for, how I structure my sentences, and how I just format things so it's easier for the reader to digest. Of course, I've removed the link to my affiliate site just for privacy reasons, but you can link to any piece of content that you think is well written and structured. You could literally just go over to Google, carry out a search for your keyword, take a look at the websites that are ranking at the top, and if you like the structure of them, use that as your example URL. Moving on to the second part, which is the content structure. So here, you're pretty much going to relay the information that we just covered in the last video, and that is just how the content should be structured from top to bottom. So it would start off with an article introduction. I've included some bullet points of what they should be doing in this part of the content, such as keep it less than 150 words. I've gone for include interesting statistics about the table saw industry, which, if you remember, is one of the intro strategies I like to use. I then move on from the article introduction straight into the detailed reviews. And you may remember that in the previous slides, number 2 was my comparison table. However, as there is no content required for the comparison table, it just makes sense to take it out of your content brief. So part 2 is going to be the detailed review. Again, I'm just giving them all the information that I've already ran through in the previous slides. So I'm not going to read through them and bore you, but I have also included a screenshot for clarity just to show them exactly how we are going to be structuring our content. If you click this link, it will open up the image you saw from the previous slide, which was the perfect content structure for your money pages. So you're more than welcome to go ahead and use this image. Don't worry, I'm not going to sue anyone for intellectual property rights. You are all more than welcome to use this image when you are hiring content writers. And lastly, we have the buyer's guide, which should basically just summarize the article and highlight all the key things that people should consider when purchasing a product. So that is the content brief from A to Z. And then when it comes to you actually finding a writer, I recommend you use a platform such as Upwork.com, or you can also use People Per Hour. These are both two of the biggest freelancing platforms out there. You can literally join both of them for free, post a job of what you're looking for, which would be a content writer for your affiliate site. People will then apply to your jobs. You can see their feedback, how much money they've earned on the platform, if they're a top rated freelancer, and you can start to qualify them and then hire the one which is the best fit for you. It's important to note that the price you're going to pay for the content is going to vary. Number 1, based on how long your target word count is, and number 2, how qualified that content writer is. If that person has earned a lot of money on the platform and they've got lots and lots of reviews, then it's more likely they're going to charge more for that content. That's it for this one. Thanks for watching.